Hi guys, June here, coming to you from my home kitchen. Grab your butter, grab your eggs, grab your flour, grab your sugar, and grab all the pantry ingredients that you can find, because today we are going to be making some anything goes pantry cookie. We'll make a fantastic base cookie dough that you can then put whatever you want to put in it. I'm gonna go a little crazy today. I cleared out my pantry, I went through my spice rack. I found a lot of stuff that's gonna be real fun. We're gonna make some classic chocolate chip ones, and then we're gonna make some healthy granola oatmeal raisin ones, and then we're gonna make a junk food, junky one. And then we're gonna make a movie theater candy box one with all of my favorite candies. And this is a judgment-free zone, but fair warning, I do have Raisinets in mind. Just give it a try. Don't knock it till you try it. I think we can do something really magical with the stuff that you never really think of putting into a cookie. It's gonna be awesome, it's gonna be delicious, and it's gonna be crazy. Let's make some dank cookies. For your very basic, classic cookie dough base, you're just gonna need 7 ingredients. We got some butter, granulated sugar, brown sugar, kosher salt, 1 egg, all-purpose flour, baking soda, and that's it. That's all the ingredients that you need for this cookie dough. I'm gonna be making 2 batches of dough today so that I could have double the amount of cookies. And I'm gonna make 1 batch that's brown butter and 1 batch that's plain melted butter, and you can see the difference between the 2. Brown butter cookies are obviously a little bit deeper and richer in its fragrance and aroma, and it just has that more sophisticated nuttiness to it. If you're going for a classic cookie base, no need to brown it, we're just gonna melt it. I think that both versions are delicious, so no matter which way you choose to go, it's gonna be one dang good cookie. So I'm just gonna go ahead, grab a pot, and let's get started. To make the brown butter version, we're gonna put our pot over medium heat, plop our stick of butter in, wait for it to melt, turn that heat down to medium-low, stirring it occasionally. The butter will simmer and foam. We're gonna see it viciously bubble. Keep an eye on it. If you swish the pan a little bit, you'll start to see that the milk solids, which are separating and settling to the bottom, are gonna slowly turn golden brown. We're beginning to see some brown specks on this side of the pot. So I'm just going to go ahead and whisk it a little bit to get all those little browning particles incorporated back into the butter mix. It's starting to foam up quite a bit, and I can see more browning happening now. This process shouldn't take more than 4 to 5 minutes. If you let it cook for too long, the butter will turn black, and we definitely don't want that. That's it. And I'm going to transfer it to the glass bowl right now. We're gonna set that aside and let it cool. And then we're going to melt our other butter. We're just aiming to melt it. We're not doing any sort of browning, so just heat it until it's completely liquid. So it's all melted, heat's off. We're ready to go in with our next couple of ingredients. We got granulated sugar, brown sugar, and our salt. And I'm just gonna whisk this until it's all smooth and the sugar is kind of half melted into the butter. It will come together a little more as you whisk it, but you can see now that the sugar is slightly getting more and more incorporated into the butter. Also, depending on the fat content of your butter, it may vary how much separation you see at this stage, and that's what we want to see. This kind of mass, this kind of texture is what we're going for here. And we'll just let this cool off a little bit before we add the eggs in. Okay, our butter mixture is pretty cool. I can touch the bottom of the pot, no problem. We can crack in our egg now. Mix that in until it's all smooth. Very smooth, very nice. Once our egg is nice and incorporated until it's fully smooth, we're gonna go in with our baking soda and our flour. And we're just going to slowly stir that in until it's mostly incorporated. Grab a spatula, clean off your whisk. Get all the flours from all around the bowl. into the dough so that you don't have any dry pockets. And once it's like that, we're going to separate half the dough out to make one type of cookie and leave the other half in here to make a second type of cookie. Perfect. So this one is going to be our normal chocolate chip cookie dough. We're gonna need some chocolate chips. Today I'm gonna go with some semi-sweet and then flaky sea salt. Just gonna add in about a half cup, reserving a little bit in here for topping. And we're just going to stir that in. Nice. And we'll let that rest off to the side. I did not come here to play today. We are moving into the junk food junkie cookie. Here you see some of my favorite junk foods. We got a dang fried dill pickle potato chips. We got some popcorn and we got some baby goldfish. We got that white cheddar popcorn seasoning. And then we're gonna top the top with some garlic infused sea salt. Nothing too fancy. If you don't got it, you don't gotta use it. 2 tablespoons of goldfish, a handful of chips crushed, probably also about 2 tablespoons. Then just about a 1/4 cup of popcorn, also a little bit crushed. Our cheddar seasoning. And I'm also going to add in a little bit of black pepper. Then we're gonna mix that all in. Let's set that aside. We're coming back with our brown butter now. It's pretty cool. We've let it sit for a while, so we're just gonna do the same dough process like we did with our regular melted butter. We're gonna go in with our sugars and our salt, and this time I'm just gonna add a little tiny splash of vanilla, and we're just gonna whisk it until it all comes together. Brown butter can behave a little bit differently than normal melted butter, so you might not experience the same texture of smoothness with the sugars and the butter here like you did with the melted butter. It should form a cohesive mass. Be patient with it. And once we have this, we can go in and crack our egg in. Whisking until it's completely smooth, nice and silky, pretty glossy. Then we'll go in with our baking soda and our flour. And we're just going to slowly fold it in. Spatula gives me a little more control over where the flour goes. And now that we have this, I'm going to divide this batch of dough into 2 as well. To this half of brown butter, we're going to make our granola cookie. Here we have the ingredients for our health nut oatmeal raisin granola cookie. We got some rolled oats, nothing too fancy here, golden raisins, or if you're crazy like me, some rum-soaked rum raisins. I do about a 1/4 cup of rum to a cup of raisins. Shake them every now and then. In the morning they'll be nice and plump. We got some chia seeds. Next we got some chopped almonds, toasted, some hemp seeds, and some cinnamon. So in goes our oatmeal, chia seeds, hemp seeds, toasted chopped almonds, and our rum raisins. And a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Fold it all in. Looks good. We're gonna set this aside. For our last group of cookie ingredients, we got the movie theater candy box group. Whoppers, Raisinets, and peanut M&Ms. Chop them up so that they're not much bigger than this. Our last batch of dough, some M&Ms, some Whoppers, halved, and some Raisinets. You know the deal. Fold, fold, fold. Tiny bowl. I've totally run out of bowls at home, so make do with what you got. We got the 4 cookie doughs, we got their desired toppings and finishing salts, and I have my oven preheating to 325. In the meantime, let's dish these out. I'm gonna be using just a normal spoon, and we're gonna be making balls of dough, spreading them 2 inches apart on a parchment-lined baking sheet tray, and then finishing them with whatever toppings and salts you wanna put on top, and we'll bake. I like 325, it yields the most ideal cookie for me. It spreads a little bit, gets nice and chewy and soft in the middle, and crunchy, crispy on the outside, just a tiny bit. And once it's preheated, put the tray of cookies in your middle rack, and we're gonna let it bake for 10 to 12 minutes. And I'm only gonna be baking 1 sheet tray at a time for even heating. I'm gonna turn the sheet tray halfway through at about 6 minutes. When these cookies come out, I really like to take the tray and just slam it real hard on the counter. That way it flattens the cookie a little bit and then it gives it that nice, dense, chewy middle layer. It just kind of collapses all the air that's still rising inside the cookie and sets it so that it doesn't have a chance to develop that cakiness to it. If you like your cookies cakey, don't do this. But if you like your cookies chewy, do this. And also, who doesn't like slamming stuff on the counter, am I right? Nice. It's just starting to get golden on the outside, and it's still nice and moist looking on the inside. I think I'm gonna pull it. Oh yeah. These are ready. So I'm going to go ahead and slam it. You can see that it's just starting to get golden on the outside. The tops should still be pretty blonde. We don't want them completely crispy. We want a little bit of chew and softness in the middle and crunchy edges. Because these cookies are still very, very warm, it's important to let them rest on the tray until they're at least halfway all the way cooled. If you are impatient and peel them off now, you will have a half-broken cookie on your hand, which, you know, is not the worst thing in the world. If you're into that kind of messy eating experience, go ahead and dig right in. But man, I just like waiting for my food, so I'm gonna wait for my food.
We made cookies. We made a lot of cookies. We made brown butter ones, we made melted butter ones, we made salted chocolate chip, junk food, potato chip, goldfish, popcorn monstrosities.
What else are you gonna put in here? A unicorn?
We made some granola ones so that you can lie to yourself and tell yourself that it's a good cookie to have. They're all good cookies to have, as long as they make you happy. And hopefully these brought a little bit of joy into your life today. You can have one for breakfast, one for lunch, one for dinner, and one for all of your snacks in between. And if you have no one else to share them with, then, you know, it's all for you. Enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you made these, let me know how they turned out. Let me know if you loved the Junk Food Junkie one. Until next time, see ya.